Loktak Lake most significant lake under Geo-Heritage, says Union Minister of State Dr. R.K. Ranjan. Government has taken up steps to filter wastes from 14 rivers in Loktak, says Minister of Forest and Environment T. Biswajit. And Congress pushed northeast to violence anarchy, says Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Good evening and welcome to MAMI Television Primetime English News Bulletin. I'm Loving Rimai giving you the latest news update. Union Minister of State Dr. R.K. Ranjan has said under the Geo-Heritage, Manipur's Loktak Lake is the most significant and attractive lake in the world. He made this statement virtually during a one-day state-level seminar on Geo-Heritage Conservation and Loktak Lake on the occasion of International Geodiversity Day. The seminar was organized by Federation of Government College Teachers Association FEGOKTA, Manipur in collaboration with NG College at the college auditorium. Speaking on the occasion, Minister Ranjan said, while closely studying Loktak Lake, one will discover about the formation of the state's valley. It also has a close relation with Manipur's culture and tradition. Moreover, the lake plays a major part in Khamba Thoibi, which is inseparable with Moirang Kanglei role and state's history, he added. There are many places in the state which can be recognized as geo-heritage sites like Kankui Cave, Taron Cave, Mova Cave, Zuko Valley, and Barak Waterfall. However, Loktak Lake can be recognized as a geo-heritage site as it is set apart from all these places owing to its uniqueness, he said. Adding that it is time to encourage geotourism and geo-education in the state, the minister stressed on identifying places to build geotourism spots. R.K. Ranjan further added that it will not only attract more tourists in the state but also improve the living standards of the people.
Geoheritage is a new term that assumes complete perception of man for nature and the environment. As stated by McBrayer, geological, geomorphological heritage is the collection of geotopes.
Minister of Forest and Environment T.H. Biswajit has said measures to filter waste from 14 out of 29 rivers flowing into Loktak Lake have been taken up. He said this today during the one-day workshop on conservation and use wise of Loktak and associated lakes organized by Loktak Development Authority (LDA). The workshop was held at the auditorium hall of Mangol Nganbi College, Ningthokong. Speaking on the occasion, Minister Biswajit said 29 rivers from other parts of the state flows into Loktak Lake, out of which 14 rivers along with large quantities of waste falls into the lake and pollute it. As such, the state government has started filtering the wastes from these rivers to use the water for irrigation in some part of the state. Seeking support from the people in conserving Loktak Lake, he said inclusion of Loktak Lake in Ramsar site is due to its deteriorating state. Hence, Minister Biswajit further sought people's support in reviving the beauty of Loktak Lake to its former glory. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who is in Assam, launched a scathing attack on the opposition Congress, saying that the 70 years of the grand old party pushed northeast to violence and anarchy. Amit Shah, accompanied by BJP President JP Nadda, is in Assam, where the two leaders will inaugurate the new state office of the party. Hitting out at the Congress, the Home Minister said 70 years of Congress pushed Northeast to violence and anarchy, but BJP's 8 years under Prime Minister Modi joined it with the mainstream. Shah said that Northeast has marched ahead in the path of peace and development during 8 years of BJP rule. Home Minister added that Rahul Gandhi gave Congress an agenda to remove OFSPA from Northeast if they came to power in 2019 that was for appeasement, and when it was asked from him, he said that he will first bring peace in the Northeast and will remove OFSPA but won't do it only for appeasement. He also asked the Assam government to devise a long-term plan to protect the northeastern state from flood that more development can take place. Nonay Battalion of Assam Rifles under the aegis of Headquarters 22 Sector Assam Rifles and Inspector General of Assam Rifles East organized a free medical camp at village Veitum Kulen under Company Operating Base Scotland. The free medical checkup was carried out considering the important factors like age, lifestyle, family background, and accounted health risks. Free medicines were distributed to the villagers. Chief Medical Officer Commandant Dr. M.S. Matthew and Assistant Commandant Dr. Joyshree Kaisham of Nonay Battalion along with doctors provided treatment to the villagers. The medical camp commenced with an informative lecture on basic healthcare issues and ailments like blood pressure, diabetes, fever, eye infection, thyroid, skin diseases, cold, flus, respiratory illnesses, etc. The camp also emphasized on dissemination of information on various guidelines and schemes like Chief Minister's Health for All scheme, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. A total of 185 civilians were given free treatment. Let's take a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Lilisana Gift Service, a unit of Lilisana Service Private Limited, registered under Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Singzamai Chingamakang, Jongtham Laikai, Imphal. Lilisana Gift Service na miyamgi sebagidamakta thokchara ibasida miyamna mating pangbiyu. Mayamgi sebagidamakta miyamna apamba mafam chatningba matam chingnaba leitana matam chana Lili Gift Service na mating pangjari. Ahongba mamalda adongi apamba jagada 24/7 lengdana lejeri masida sunatana ningol singna ningol chakobana lakpada Lili Gift Service na ningol singbu gari leiti haina pukning sontha danaba mating pangjagani ngasi mag booking tawbirau 9233124494 natraga 9233083997.
We're back with the national news update after the break. Prime Minister Narendra Modi informed that the auction of the Prime Minister Mementos 2022 has been extended till October 12. Responding to a tweet thread by the Ministry of Culture, the Prime Minister tweeted that, respecting people's wishes, the auction of the mementos has been extended till the 12th. The Ministry of Culture also tweeted that the framed replica of Kedarnath Temple represents one of the most important pilgrimage centers of India, and to view the mementos, he urged to visit the National Gallery of Modern Art in New Delhi from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., adding that the auction will close on October 12. This year, the e-auction of gifts and souvenirs presented to Prime Minister Narendra Modi began on his birthday on September 17. Over the past few years, the office of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was honored and received innumerable mementos and gifts from famous personalities and well-wishers from the length and breadth of the nation. The historic gifts of love include exquisite paintings, sculptures, handicrafts, and folk artifacts. Meanwhile, last year, an e-auction was held by the Ministry of Culture and Tourism at the National Gallery of Modern Art, and the funds collected from the auction was given to the MAMI Gange project. The Indian Air Force IAF today unveiled new combat uniforms for personnel as part of its 90th birth anniversary celebrations. Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chowdhury revealed the first look of what is called a digitally camouflaged uniform for the Air Force's ground personnel. The combat fatigues now bear pixelated designs that are all-terrain friendly. On the occasion, Chief of Air Staff V.R. Chowdhury said that the central government has approved this creation of a weapon system branch for IAF officers. The new branch will essentially man the specialized streams of surface-to-surface missiles, surface-to-air missiles, remotely piloted aircraft, and weapon system operators in twin and multi-crew aircraft, he said. Creation of this branch would result in savings of more than Rs 3,400 crore due to reduced expenditure on flying training, the IAF chief said. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has said there are no intention of making Hindi alone the national language and threaten the identity of regional languages like Kannada. Rahul Gandhi said this during his interaction with representatives of many educational institutions and teachers on Friday. On being asked about the identity of regional languages like Kannada, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi said everyone's mother tongue is important. Rahul Gandhi, who is in Karnataka to lead Congress Bharat Jodo Yatra, was discussing various issues with local party leaders. Rahul Gandhi clearly stated that there was no intention of making Hindi alone the national language and threatening the identity of other language, said Khage, who is also Congress's state media cell in charge. He said those who participated in the interaction confirmed that they were not related to the Congress party but were participating in the yatra to save the constitution. India reported a total of 2,797 new COVID cases with 24 deaths in last 24 hours. This pushed its tally to 4.46 crore, while the number of active cases dropped below 30,000 after 122 days, according to the data updated by the Union Health Ministry. The death count due to the viral disease climbed to 5.28 lakh with the fresh fatalities. The active cases recorded 29,251, which comprised 0.07% of the total infections, while the national recovery rate has increased to 98.75%, the ministry said. However, the weekly positivity rate in the country currently stood at 1.30% and the daily positivity rate at 1.05%. Meanwhile, with 3,884 patients having recovered in the last 24 hours and the cumulative tally of recovered patients surged to 4.40 crore. On the other hand, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has exceeded 218.93 crore across the country. Moving on to the international news, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukrainian forces have recaptured nearly 2,500 square kilometers of territory from Russia in a counter-offensive that began late last month. Zelensky said that in total, 2,434 square kilometers of their land and 96 settlements have already been liberated since the beginning of this offensive operation. Ukraine has in recent days made a second significant push to reclaim territory in the northeastern region of Kharkiv, but also in the south, near Kherson, a city under Russian control. In mid-September, Zelensky said Ukrainian forces retook 6,000 square kilometers from Russian troops in the first counter-offensive. Russian forces said earlier on Friday they had recaptured ground in Donetsk in East Ukraine, their first claim of new gains since Kyiv grabbed the momentum with its lightning counter-offensive that rattled Russia's effort. Before we wrap up with today's bulletin, the news headlines once again. Lopak Lake most significant lake under geoheritage, says Union Minister of State Dr. R.K. Ranjan. Taken up steps to filter wastes from 14 rivers in Lopak, says Minister of Forest and Environment T.H. Biswajit. Congress pushed northeast to violence, anarchy, says Union Home Minister Amit Shah. With that, we've come to the end of today's Primetime English Bulletin. Stay tuned to MAMI Television for more updates.
Welcome you all to Munako Residential School at Chanum, Imphal East. An exclusive co-education residential school located on a sprawling 50-acre campus will be affiliated to CBSE New Delhi. First academic session will begin in April 2023 for classes 4 to 8. Hurry up for registration.
iPhone gi mapu oibiu iPhone gi mapu oibiu lakliba October gi tang kunmari nungthil pong ama taba matamda sumnatagi lupa chama khaktana iPhone gi mapu oibiu thamjariba pricing first price iPhone 13 Pro Max, second price iPhone Mini 12 128GB, third price iPhone SE 2022 128GB amasung consolation price oina miyoi kontrada lupa chamnga pizagani ticket agent oibiningba singna lemna ticket tara amadi lupa lising manga gi mathakta fangbagi khudongchaba pizari ticket fangfam sing Sur Pharmacy Malom Bazar, Sanatombi Store Malom Bazar, Pan 150 Waheng Lekai Mobile Dukan, Ipak Offset Praise opposite Shanghai Express amasung FSC office Kangabam Lekai near Vaiko Hotel, Panthoibi Pharmacy Lamfel near Lamjingba Hospital, Sorzini Hotel Moirang near Maibe Gas, Imphal College Gate Dukan Amur Dukan amasung Bembem Wholesale Dukan Patsoi Part 1 Draw Otfam Kaisampat Lemazam Lekai Community Hall. WhatsApp ki khuthangda ticket booking tawbagi khudong chaba pizari akupa marol gidamak pizari ba number sida contact tobiu 8787573129. Dr. Care App Dr. Care App miyam gi ana laing gi lamda khudong chana na ba Dr. Care hariba app ase sizinabiduna adom gi darkar oiba doctor adu hanna appointment lowbagi khudong chaba pizari Aikoiga partner oina chatminariba hospital singa sigidamak hana chatlaga ming iba queue lepa doctor yengba fangdabagi awaba leiraroi ngasimak download tobiduna kanaba si lobiu miyam gidamak Dr. Care App